ThinkPad T series laptop, almost synonymous with the class-leading performance. Or is it still? Let's find out. Hello everyone, how are you? This is yours truly, Tech Gear Guy, coming at you once again with another laptop review. Today what we're looking at is the ThinkPad T series 480s. So S stands for slim, and as you can see, it is very slim. So as far as the dimensions are concerned, it is 13.25 inches this way, 8.97 some odd inches this way, and then it stands 0.7 inch tall. And the laptop weighs in at 2.9-ish pounds. It's a hair under 3. It does not have Lenovo's bridge battery system, meaning you cannot pop in a thicker battery, meaning the weight will always stay the same. As far as the configuration of this particular unit is concerned, it is spec'd with the Intel 8th generation Coffee Lake i5, base clock 1.9 gigahertz, turbo boost up to 3.9 gigahertz, and on board it has 8 GB of DDR4 RAM. Under the bottom cover, however, there is a single RAM slot available for you to be able to put in up to 16 GB, bringing the total memory size up to 24 gig if you choose to do so. As far as the storage is concerned, there is a 256 gigabyte NVMe M.2 solid state available. And the display panel, which I will come to later again, is 14 inches, which hits the sweet spot in my opinion, and it is a 1080p full HD panel. Now Lenovo does offer the exact same screen with the touch screen if you choose to spec it that way. All right, so now let's kind of look at the I/O ports. What I'm impressed by is, laptop with this thin, size, they did not skimp out on ports. Yes, I'm looking at you, Apple. If you are making a professional grade, a pro grade laptop, you cannot just give you laptops that are short on I/O, basic I/O for that matter. All right, so if you are looking at this side, what you are looking at is USB Type-C, and then USB Type-C docking proprietary connector so that you can have this laptop sit on a docking station. They give you a full gigabit Ethernet RJ45, USB 3.0, full HDMI port, audio combo, and full SD card slot. So again, just on one side, there's a slew of ports available for you to do any sort of work. There is no dongle life required. On the other side, you see Kensington lock, the heat vent, and another USB 3.0. Now, so since I mentioned the heat vent, let's talk about that. So thermal management wise, it being on ultrabook, you are expecting for the laptop to stay relatively cool while pushing the CPU efficiency rather than pure raw horsepower. So that said, you will occasionally hear the fans kick in, even just through normal use. I'm not talking about any like a heavy duty pushing the edge of the laptop, but you will hear the fans go, and at that time, if you put your hand right here, you will feel just a tad bit of warm air coming out. Now that said, thermal management on this laptop is extremely epic in that even during normal use, where your contact points are, which will be the palm rest, the keyboard, and the trackpad, you'll never feel your hands getting uncomfortably warm, brink of getting sweaty, which we've all noticed, especially like the MacBook Pros with the i9s or some of the other computers that have a poor engineering in terms of heat management. So it's cool to the touch through and throughout, which is a big plus if you ask me. So now, since I've mentioned keyboard, so let's talk about the keyboard. So ThinkPad almost really, even since the 90s, they've been known for their excellence in keyboard, and this one again does not disappoint in terms of keyboard performance. Very pleasure, all day typing, no problem. There's no fatigue, gives you plenty of feedback, plenty of travel for you to just sit there and just type away. No issues with the keyboard whatsoever. ThinkPad, the famous little red nub for the pointing stick. Trackpad is about good size. It does a great job with the precision in terms of tracking. And then what a lot of IT managers, the T series are basically, you're not buying it for its sexiness. It's very easy for corporate IT managers to work with, and quick deployment, things like that is one of its touting features. So that said, there's a fingerprint reader right here. And then, you guys are all familiar with the Windows Hello feature. What is used for Windows Hello? The webcam. The 720p webcam, which is positioned right here, works admirably. At least it's not a chin cam that's positioned on the bottom of the bezel. Anyhow, what is special about this webcam? In the event you're worried about privacy, either you yourself or you've seen your coworkers do this, where they put some kind of a tape over the webcam in fear of webcam automatically turning on and being spied on. I guess it's a legitimate worry. So what Lenovo gave you is a thing called the Think Shutter, which I think is unfortunately named, but basically what it is, you slide it over like that to cover the webcam. When you need it to get on a Skype session with your coworkers or what have you, you just simply slide it back. So let's talk about the display. So the panel itself is a matte panel. It's not a glossy panel, which is good in terms of performance. When you have to work outside under direct sunlight, there is no glare. Now the problem with that, however, is if you have been watching my videos on this channel, you may have heard me talk about myself occasionally, that I am not quite color blind, but I am color deficient. So clinically, I think that's what they call me. So I have a problem identifying colors, but even to my defective eyes, I can tell the colors are not quite as vibrant. So the display is somewhat held back. It's kind of a muted. There's really nothing spectacular about the screen. The colors don't really pop out of the screen. But T series is really meant for productivity work in a corporate business environment. Not sure how much of the color vibrance comes into play. With that said, inevitably somebody will also ask, how's its gaming performance? Well, if you're looking at a T series for gaming, you are looking at a wrong place. There are other machines that are better suited, better designed for that type of usage. Now, if you are a T series owner, you have one of these and you are wondering about gaming performance, again, you're really not going to get anything decent out of this machine. It has the Intel UHD 620 that is driving this panel. It has a tremendous problem rendering anything 3D. I'll throw up benchmark numbers on the screen right now. I'm not going to go into benchmark too much because those numbers are somewhat arbitrary. I only really focus on the perceived speed and perceived experience when I talk about computers. And in terms of you doing any sort of a productivity work, this machine will get you through in style. Blazing fast performance, well-crafted machine, very well put together, very well engineered. So all of it is just, everything is just gold with the exception of any kind of gaming need. And the little shortcoming in the screen brightness and color accuracy perhaps.
Those are the bad guys. And you're a Cree, a race of noble warriors.
Heroes. Noble warrior heroes.
In terms of battery power is concerned, the USB-C Type-C is charged through a 65 watt power brick, and the battery itself is a 50 some watts hour battery. Lenovo says you can get up to 15 point some odd hours, but that is a pipe dream. So what you are actually going to get is this. Throughout a normal productive day at an office, you have your Chrome tabs open, about 8 tabs. You got occasional YouTube media consumption. You're watching Hulu episode. You're typing away on some Word stuff, a little bit of number crunching in Excel, preparing PowerPoint presentation. So with occasional media consumption and actual productivity work, you are, and with the Wi-Fi firing, display at about 70 to 75% brightness, you're gonna get just a hair under 8 hours. So that gives you just about all day performance without having to carry a charger. Now, be it USB Type-C, if your cubicle neighbor has a MacBook Pro, then you can borrow his charger and just shove it in and get a quick charge. So anyhow, that's about it. So in terms of overall, there is really nothing to fault on this beautifully engineered laptop. It is built for all business. There is no party. This is all tuxedo event. There is no flip-flops and shorts here. In my previous laptop review video of HP Omen, I mentioned something like, this is not a laptop that you walk into a boardroom meeting with. Okay, so this is a laptop you walk into a boardroom meeting with, but this is not a laptop you show up to your local LAN party for Fortnite. So anyhow, so that's about it for this laptop. If you like this video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the bell notification for me, and I'll come see you often. All right, thanks for your time watching. You've been great. I've been Tech Your Guy. Until next time, everybody take care. Be good humans.